In this video, we're going to create this glowing lamp using a polygon revolved surface and a polygon sphere converted into an Arnold mesh light. In an orthographic view, I'll use my CV curve tool to create the shape that I want to revolve to make the lamp itself. I've used the CV curve tool, I've set it for 1, and I'll start against the y-axis and draw the shape I want for my lamp. Holding down the space bar, I'll go to Surfaces, Revolve, and in the attributes I've chosen Y, Polygons, Quads, Count. I've left the default count at 200. I'll center the pivot, delete by type history. With the lamp shape selected, I'll go to my top view. Holding down the space bar, I'll go to Create, Polygon Primitive Sphere. I'll draw a small sphere in the area where the lamp is. And in the orthographic view, I'll scale it so it's more of an elliptical shape that'll fit inside the lamp itself. I'll select the lamp shape, right-click and choose Assign New Material. Arnold, AI Standard Surface. Under Base, I'll apply my texture. And in my perspective view, I'll hit 6 on the keyboard to see where my texture is. With the geometry selected, I'll hold down the space bar. I'll go to UV and I'll choose cylindrical mapping. I'll return to my object mode and I'll select the polygon sphere. At the top of the user interface, I'll go to Arnold, Lights, Mesh Light. The attributes will appear on the right hand side. I want to have kind of a yellow glow on this. And I'll start by putting a 80 in for the intensity and then 2 for the exposure. Going up to Arnold, I'll choose Open Arnold Render View and I'll click on the little red triangle. And the light is now over to the left, barely visible, and it's reflecting on our lamp shape. I'll select the mesh light and now I'll move it into the geometry. I'll select the lamp shape and I'll go to the material attribute. In the material attribute, I'm going to change the weight of the transmission. I'll put in 0.2 for now. And then I'm going to go to Arnold, open render view once again, and to preview it. So now I'm starting to see through that lamp shape and maintaining the texture. Now it becomes a matter of adjusting the transmission inside the texture, and then also adjusting the light that we created with the Arnold mesh. I'll use my outliner to select these shapes a little bit easier so I can go back and forth and edit quicker. And here I can play with the intensity and the exposure. And if I zoom back, I can see that it's a lot brighter. If I wanted to throw more light within the room, I could also add the diffuse to it as well. I'll make the diffuse 5. You can see it got quite bright. So it's a matter of adjusting these aspects of the light itself and then the texture of the revolved shape. One thing to note, when you start to use mesh lights, particularly when you have more than one, you'll have to increase the volume of the volume shape for the light, and in your render settings you will have to change under Arnold Renderer the camera AA number to a higher number.